1, 2, 3. Have you ever helped a neighbor before? Maybe the lady next door or the guy across the road needs a favor, and you step up and you do a little something to make their life easier or help them out. Well, I want to tell you a story about a favor that I did for a neighbor of mine that really kind of changed my life. You see, my neighbor Reuben, he owned an inn. And there was this time in our country when the governor, Caesar Augustus, he wanted to take a census. Well, he said it was a census, but it was really just a ploy to allow him to collect more taxes from the people. And so everybody had to go to their own hometown to be registered at the local polling station. And so my buddy Reuben, he owned this inn, and he had to go to his hometown. And he said to me, can you just, keep a watch over the inn while I'm gone? Because this is going to be a really big time for people to come and do business with us. They need places to stay if they're traveling here to Bethlehem. So it's important for someone to kind of keep an eye on the inn. I thought, hey, sure, I can do that. If a guy like Reuben can run an inn, certainly I could. So I just decided to make some changes a little bit. I kind of got a nice little sign here for our inn, and he didn't really have a sign on his inn. I thought, well, you know what? Why don't we give this inn sort of a nice sounding name, maybe a sweet smelling name. So I'm thinking about flowers. I thought, you know what? Carnations. Those are a nice flower. They look nice. They're practical. They smell good. People might think about carnations and think, that's a nice sounding place. I could have called it the Carnation Inn, but that's been done. So I went with the Incarnation. It's a little catchy, and you know what? That kind of flavor of name has caught on. Just think about Motel 6 or Hotel California. But anyway, Reuben wasn't too sure about that. But I said, hey, Reuben, listen, this is going to be a really big time for you to make some money. And so we need to stand out. So let's have kind of the trendy name. And so the Incarnation was born. So anyway, Reuben went off to his hometown, and I stayed, and sure enough, it got really, really busy, and there really wasn't any more room here at the inn. Anyway, I was full occupancy, so I just kind of napping away here at the desk, and this guy came up and sort of just kind of tapped on the counter lightly and asked if there was any room that he might be able to have. And I said, well, no, buddy, sorry. Hey, this is the Incarnation. This is the place to be. Sorry, you there's no room. It's full. And he was just real persistent. He said, well, I hear you, but my wife, she's about to have a baby. And so, we really need a place to stay. Is there any way that you can help? And I thought, well, hey, you want to make sure you have satisfied customers if you've, trying to run a good business. I said, well, hey, I can't get you a room, but we've got a stall out back that's not being used. There's a manger there, so maybe that would work. So he knew that there was nothing else in town, so he said, okay, well, I'll take it. And, I felt bad for the poor lady that he was with, the girl who was pregnant. And I heard her say to him on the way back, said, I thought I asked you to get a manager, not a manger. And he said, well, this is the best I could do. And so, she was real thankful about it, and which was great. I was trying to do the best I could do. And so then, okay, well, hey, that's good, and hope everything works out for that girl and that guy. And so kind of, get back to napping because there's nothing else I can do. This place is full. Even the barn's getting filled up. So, hey, that's pretty good for business. So then I hear a really loud knock on the door, like this pounding on the counter. I guess I had really kind of slept a lot and was in a deep sleep. And then these sheep herders, they're standing there. And I thought, well, I can't imagine these guys would need a room, but well, hey, what do I know? And before I could say there's no room here, they said, well, we heard that there's a baby born. And I said, oh, wow, that was quick. But then they explained to me that they're just out doing their shepherding, and this angel came to them in the field and said that they have to go to Bethlehem and that there's this baby born. You'll find him lying in a manger. And I kind of thought, well, that's a little bit fantastic to just be a little coincidence there. And so I said, well, yeah, there was a couple that went and I put them up in the manger out in the stall out back. So yeah, if you want to go around back, take a look. And so they left. They're all excited, so I thought, well, I'm going to follow these guys and see what they're doing. And sure enough, I went in, and there's mom and dad there, and there's a little baby in the manger. And I thought, oh my, what a night! And it's always real special when a baby's born in the community, even if it's from someone that's not specifically from town, but somebody you don't know. But it's a real special event. But I kind of thought, this is really something that just to be here in the right place at the right time and to be able to help these people out. And I kind of got this real sort of special sense that this wasn't just a regular kid or a regular mom and dad that were trying to do their thing and pay their taxes, but that these random shepherds were excited. And sure enough, more and more shepherds came. So sort of three or four would come, and then they'd go back to the field to watch the sheep, and the next 3 or 4 would come. And this procession of shepherds happened all night. And I thought, whoa, that's amazing. And it really kind of struck me as something remarkable. And just when I was chatting with the couple afterwards the next day and trying to see if there's anything else that I could do, and unfortunately nobody was leaving their rooms, but they were happy in the manger, and I was trying to get them some extra blankets and some extra food and stuff. And the more that I helped them, they were just so thankful, and they just were so gracious towards me and kind, and just said that I would be so blessed, and I was such a blessing to them, and it made me feel nice. Think, oh, I've helped these folks out. But then they were also telling me about all the people that they had met in Bethlehem, and they were saying the places, and I know all these guys that they went to see, and they wouldn't even welcome them in. They wouldn't even, say there's no room, and then they wouldn't even think to look in the manger, look out back, because if you look hard enough, there's room. And just the sadness and the stress that they were under as they were telling me the story of all these people that turned them away. And I thought, oh boy, well, we're just happen to be here in the right place at the right time here at the incarnation. And it was something real special, and I always think about those people that I met that time, and I just kind of wonder what happened, because if these shepherds are excited about them, then there must be something. And so I really tried to follow over the years about maybe what happened, but I kind of lost track of them. But there's some people that just stand out in your mind. And sure enough, Reuben came back, and I was telling him all about what happened with the inn, and that there was full. And he said, "Wow, that incarnation, that's really something. That's something special. Hang on to that incarnation. That's really good for business." And I thought, it kind of is. But I was also thinking that maybe there's a little bit more to life than just making a little bit more money. There's more to this existence than the bottom line. There's more to this life than just being trendy or fitting the latest fad. It's really hard to keep up with the changes anyway. And so I got thinking about this sign, this incarnation. I thought, what, this is a great money maker for me. And Reuben said, you've done so well, I'm going to let you take over the inn. I'm going to go back to my own hometown and do something else there. I thought, oh, hey, that's okay. Free inn. Not bad. So, I got thinking more about this incarnation, and it's not about the money for me. It's not about the prestige of having the trendiest place to stay in Bethlehem. And I've been really thinking about changing changing the name of the inn, because as soon as I started helping those people out, something changed in me. I got to see the world through a different lens. I got to be connected with more people that were really a blessing to me. Now, this couple said that I had blessed them, but I can only imagine and can't even keep track of all the people that have come through and helped me out with things, or have listened to me, or have just been a good friend and neighbor, and it's enabled me to continue sharing and telling this story, because my hope is that someone will be able to catch up with this family and tell me whatever happened to this little baby that was born here in Bethlehem. But, I've been thinking about changing the sign and how it's really changed my life. And it's not just about the money, and it's not just about the prestige, and not just about being trendy. But it's really about making a difference, building community, and leaving room for other people, even if it's maybe not a room we think would work. We have to leave space for that. And so I decided that it's time to change the name from the Incarnation to the Welcome Inn. Kind of trendy, but more importantly, when we say that someone is welcome in, that we leave space in our home. We leave space in our heart. We leave space in our lives for something that can really transform us, something that can give us new experiences that are better than our wildest imagination and our craziest dreams. They're the biggest blessings when we allow space to have people welcome in, opportunities welcome in. And so I'm so thankful that I was able to welcome in that family. And my hope is that I'll get to meet them again someday, and to really thank them for the way that their baby has blessed me, not just with this wonderful story to tell, but with the way that I see the world and interact with it. I wonder, have you ever welcomed someone in like this? Have you welcomed in the baby that could change the world? What would it take for you to welcome in?